Hello YouTube and welcome to episode 3 of this tutorial series on OmegaCraft and Warcraft. Currently doing OmegaCraft. I'm here with Alex, I think. I'm not sure where he is at the moment. You left a hole in the floor, Alex. Wherever you are. Hello?
Oh, sorry, I'm just outside killing cows with my hunger generator.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, it's very... Okay, sure. Right.
Yep.
Of all the reasons, not a bad one, I suppose. So
Just see.
what do you need the power for then?
Throw that in there.
Have you seen we got solar panel on our base now, you know? Because we stole
Oh,
that
yeah.
power from those dudes. So you can see our ESDs are getting filled up quite nicely now.
Okay, look. And with all the food I gathered,
Oh, you got some shoes as well, nice.
there you go. Cow power.
So
Right,
I've set
back to the episode.
yeah, I've set out these nice receptors here to receive power from these ESDs, so we can plug some machines in by just placing one. It's like a charging pad actually, the way this is set up. It's kind of interesting.
Yep, this is where the mod really starts.
Yeah. So this is an example of how you split power. So in here is an ESD, and you basically connect like one receptor to it, and then the rest of the faces can be transmitters, basically. So, in our third chest we have a thing called a machine workbench, which is probably the most important block in the mod. So if I just pop this down in the middle of the factory for now.
It's a scary load of upgrade.
That chest is very full. Did you pick anything up from there, or you just left it all in?
I can.
Okay, that's fine. So the interface here, it might be a bit confusing at first, but at the moment all you need to worry about is these 3 slots in the middle. The middle one says IO controller. The top, it's got a little image of what might go there, and at the bottom again, similar deal.
Remember that NEI is your friend in this situation.
Yes, there are
It
recipes
is-
for the machines in NEI.
It is indeed very 100%
not that
compatible.
Yeah, so it shows a recipe with the machine there. So what you want to do is place down your, well, you want an IO controller of any sort. Yeah, there are 4 tiers in fact, but we're only going to go through the first 3 for now. So we're going to take a basic IO controller, a basic capacitor, and let's go a basic furnace module for now.
That's the great thing about this is you can at the start just make yourself make your capacitors and IO controllers and just make what little lump that you need individually.
So the cool thing about this is it has a ability to, once you assemble a machine, you can actually disassemble it again. So you can install these extra modules here quite easily onto machines you've already got.
It also means if you're really cheap, you only have to craft one IO controller and one capacitor.
Yeah, you really can actually do that.
You just keep disassembling it.
Just take the module out.
Module out.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's an electric furnace. I'm actually going to get a copy of this and do exactly the thing you just said, and get a crusher module, because a crusher is a pretty important block. Yeah. So each of these modules has a machine associated with it. I'm just going to spawn in the rest of them because they're all made the same way. So there is the crusher, well, the furnace, the crusher, the plate former, the alloy furnace, the compactor, the combiner, and the hydrator. Those are the 7 basic machines that we have to go through here, I believe.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think as with any of these mobs, the main use of these machines is to get your ore production quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like not only get the ores quicker, but double it and even more than double it.
Yes, this mod does allow you to do that. So we've got a furnace, crusher, plate former, alloy furnace, compactor, combiner, and hydrator. And I'll put the last one down there. There is actually another machine that we can get access to, but that's for a later video, so that won't be there yet.
Hi.
So in theory, these should have power. Yeah, they have power.
Yep.
That's good.
Marvel at the faces,
Yes, so they all have different faces.
especially this one. I love this. Is my favourite.
Well, the alloy furnace.
Indeed. I think to start, we kind of need to find some ore somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna need some ore. So we'll grab
Should
this.
we have a little fly around, see if we can find any ore?
Yeah. Well, you said you found some earlier, so that's.
I think there's some. Let's see if it's still there. It's just lying around.
Oh, okay.
I want the warrior to take it there.
Sure. Show me the way.
It's over here. See, it's just lying around.
The chest
Wait,
is
so
still
there's
open.
this chest.
The chest is still open for me.
That is right for the taking. I just grab all of that.
Test.
There you go. Get some, I'll get some.
How much you
Right.
got? I got 54.
I got 10.
Oh, nice.
Right. I don't know what they're doing for, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine they've got any use for this, you know. I'll just take this stuff as well.
Yeah. Do you need some wood?
Yeah, I need some wood.
Yeah, I need some wood. Let's get some wood as well.
Oh, and these rails, just borrow those.
Might be useful in the future.
Just in case we need to sort of store our logs somewhere.
Yeah. Right, that's good.
Cool.
That's a good tool.
And that chest looked quite nice, I'll just take that. And the sign.
Yeah.
Right, good. Okay.
Righty.
So let us begin with this. So the first block we probably want to pay attention to is this this crusher here. So you can see the interface for it. It's pretty fancy, I suppose. It's not it's not similar to the vanilla ones that you expect to see. So you've got an energy meter on the side, got a blue input slot, a red power slot which you can put redstone dust in to power it up if you don't have a generator. Nope, you've just pressed the config button there. For me, thanks.
There you go, that's sampling the config button.
Yes, yeah, that does go server-side, not just client, so I can see you doing that.
Yeah. And that's where you change all your output types.
Yeah, so just like
it's
the
gonna hijack that bit.
just like the ESD, you can change the modes stuff.
Let's just set that to none for now, otherwise it'll screw itself up. Actually, no, we could probably set it up.
We need motors for that first.
Okay, let's forget about that. We'll do it later. Anyway, yeah. That's
So then you got ore in. You put the ore in. Okay, cool.
just show how it works. Throw the ore in there. We won't do it all. Yeah. And if you keep, if we get lucky, we might get a little bit of something. Is it tin for this one?
I think it's tin for this one. Yeah, the recipes are in
bit of
JEI here, as you can see. Yeah, it's 50% chance of tin apparently.
Minecraft ores are very, very dirty ores, not very clean ores. Get a bit of impurities in your iron ore.
Dirty tin in this case.
So yeah.
Excellent. As you can see, it has an animated texture as well when it's running. It's pretty nice.
But yeah.
Cool. Right.
So with that, the two things you could do with this, you can, I know this bit, so I'm running for the long of it.
Yeah.
You get your little dirty iron and just
put it into the furnace. Excellent.
And smelt it up and get your ores up. It's faster than a normal furnace, and you don't worry about coal, so it's all great.
Definitely, yeah.
Alternatively, there is a more efficient.
Yeah, we haven't got to,
yours,
but we need to upgrade our thing first for that.
Which I'm going to let Charles talk about because I lost, apparently.
So you can turn dirty dust into regular dust by putting it into a hydrator that's been upgraded with the ore washer modification. So the machines in this are upgraded in two ways. You have these upgrades and modifications. And we open up the config, you see there are these 4 slots at the bottom. And to access those slots, you have to upgrade the I/O controller for that machine. So an advanced I/O controller, which is the tier 2 one, lets you have 2 of these slots, and the ultimate one lets you get all 4. You can install any number of these upgrades. The internal resonance, which produces extra secondary output, energetic insulation, which reduces energy cost, and auxiliary motor, which makes it run faster. So you can have any number of those within those 4 slots. They only stack up to 1, but you can you can have 4, I guess, as opposed to any number. But whereas these
any benefits.
Yeah, well, the more you've got, the faster it will go, or
so
better it'll be.
Okay, so it affects tax.
Yeah. Whereas modifications, you can only have 1 of them in the entire machine, and it has to be the right one for that kind of machine. So, except this internal void gateway, which works for any machine.
So do we need to pick this up, take it to the thingy, disassemble it, and put the new module in?
Yeah, so let's put the new I/O controller in.
So let's go to that.
So put it into the bench.
Throw it in the bench.
Disassemble it.
Disassemble that thing, and then we need a better I/O controller. So
it's got a red bit on it, so I can do that. There you go. And if you reassemble that, you can dump it down. See, it looks a bit different now.
Yep, some red tinges to it.
As you can see, if we open the config,
2 available slots.
Oh, I can't see that.
Oh.
Okay, well you do that then, because I can't see that for some reason.
Oh, you place your own one down.
Okay, I can see it now.
I can't.
So, what is going on there?
Well, apparently, whoever puts it down owns that machine.
Apparently
And
that's the case, yeah.
well,
That's interesting.
if you look at the changelog, you might find that bug fixed.
That might be fixed in the next version.
Yeah.
Now,
Just
Huh.
any chance to plug that changelog.
why didn't you bring that up last time? That might be why you were so confused last time.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so the ore washer implant, dedicated ore washer for the hydrator, changes the recipe list to do ore washer recipes. So if I grab that modification, put it in there, we can start washing ore. So if we take that dirty dust, you should be able to put it in the hydrator here.
Okay,
It should work.
Dirty iron.
But we've forgotten something. The hydrator needs water.
The hydro.
Now, you can pump it in using a mod that supplies fluid pipes or whatever, or you can just put a bucket in here. So I'm going to put buckets in there for now because I don't have one of those mods installed currently.
Where should we grab some water from?
I'm just spawning it in.
Thin air.
Yeah, thin air at the moment.
That'll work.
Boop, boop, boop. It is working for you, right?
Yeah, I see the
okay,
water.
that bit is working.
There we go. It's 2 to 3. 1 to 3.
Well, 2 to 3.
2. Yes.
2 to 3. It uses a bucket of water each time, so it's definitely better to have a proper water supply rather than this, because you have to stand there all day with buckets of water coming in.
But Charles, you can't do that without tanks. But if you keep your eye on the changelog, when the tanks get implemented, you'll know, and then you'll be able to fully implement your water adding.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Yeah, who knows what will happen. Something
It's
fun.
like plugging a merch store, but plugging a changelog.
Yeah, plugging the changelog. Very useful. So the non-dirty dust will also smelt just to 1 ingot, just like the dirty dust does. It's just you get more of it. So
I also notice they tend to audit in some recipes.
Yeah, any recipe that can audit, it should ore dictionary it.
Yeah, so you can use your clean dust instead of dirty dust, or your dirty stuff instead of clean dust in any recipes.
Yeah, so for example, the recipe for bronze dust requires, or is it bronze? Is it dirty bronze dust actually? No, the bronze dust recipe isn't a thing. That was the old version. I've changed that. You can't craft bronze dust anymore.
Oh, anyway, the point is, any other mods also require dust, like making your obsidian glass or whatever for your that mod is.
Thermal expansion, yeah.
Thermal expansion, exactly. If you're playing
use...
thermal expansion, you can use your little dirty dust or clean dust interchangeably.
Yeah, so it's more efficient basically.
Yeah.
Plus, you still get your bonus output from the crusher, so of whatever amount it is, which is different for each ore. So yeah. There are ways to make the crusher even better, though. Of course, there's a dedicated ore refiner, which produces an extra 1 of the primary output, changing it from producing 2 dust to 3 dust.
Damn.
Which is pretty useful as well.
Okay.
As well as a alternate item extractor, which increases the secondary output by 1. So every time it would produce a piece of tin, it would produce 2 pieces of tin instead.
Okay, so if you want to know how that works out, grab a calculator.
Yeah. And then add 1 to the number that's already there.
Yep.
Pretty much.
So it's 1 ore to 2 dust in the normal crusher, which then 2 of that dust goes into 3 clean ore, which means it'll be 1 ore to 3 ingots. But if you upgrade that module, you get an extra 0.5 of an ingot per ore.
Yeah. So 2 ores would go into 7 ingots. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the delay there. It's great.
It's okay. None of us are doing maths.
No, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, that is that really. I mean, other machines recipes are all in JEI, but you might want to see them in action. So plate former, let's put some ingots in.
Yeah, those ones of plate former are based for recipes.
Alloy furnace. You can have these go any way around, so the tin or the copper can be placed in interchangeably. So like that, it'll still work. That's all fine. These all have
Yeah.
some form of upgrades. So,
And okay.
is that the
What does the compactor and combiner?
the compactor? If you put in some glass panes into the compactor,
Okay. Turns them into dust.
no.
Okay.
turns it back into blocks. It does it for planks back into logs as well.
That's quite cool.
Rather interesting thing there. Yeah, it's
So it's an uncrafting table
well, sort of, yeah.
for certain items.
For some things, yeah. In some
You
ways,
can-
it actually crafts things. So you could turn sand, I think, into sandstone, for example, without using a crafting table.
Okay.
If you want.
So it compacts stuff into what you'd expect it to compact stuff into.
A combiner, for example, we can take a piece of dirt. In fact, let's talk about the next thing, which is going to be ferrous magmite. So there are different alloys of magmite that you can make. So you get ferrous, auric, cuprous, and stannous, and you do that by combining magmite with whichever material it is in the combiner. So if I get ingots of iron, for example, we'll make the ferrous magmite alloy.
Okay, this is new to me as well.
Yeah.
Ferrous magmite. So these used for different crafting recipes.
Yeah. So the ferrous magmite, for example, is used for the powered soil, which is something we can actually go over now.
Yeah, it's not really warranting its own special segment.
We can't just do a video on powered soil on its own. No.
Yeah, unfortunately. Maybe there might be some more agriculture related stuff in the future, but
Yeah, that's
if that
possible.
happens, we'll throw that down there.
So powered soil is crafted in the combiner using dirt, ferrous magmite, and a block of redstone. So that's another use for the combiner here. So as you can see, it's there.
I'm trying to find some seeds. I'm very ineffective. There it is.
It's miscellaneous. So as you see, it grows it very quickly. Now, even if it's not powered, it will still grow it faster. It just won't grow it super fast. I think it actually does.
We're not on. It's just. I know I'm doing. Trust me.
Oh, okay, I see. Awesome.
That's a lot slower than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, good. Because we're in creative mode, we can't break it. But you could affect it. Does the dispenser work on it? Or does it need a manual plant?
Does a dispenser work on regular farmland?
No.
Then it won't work on this.
That's your answer. Potentially a mod might recognize that.
Yeah, it does extend the regular farmland, so it should, in theory, if you're using a mod that has a farming system, it should allow it as a valid soil type, in theory.
So you could, throw this in with your, can't remember the name of the mod craft, and get yourself some Uber production.
Now, even if it isn't powered, it'll still grow it faster, so, and also you don't need to water it, and you can't trample it by jumping on it like so. That doesn't happen.
I just deleted my boots.
It's fine. Don't need them, anyway.
Well, that's quite a decent rate, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like twice as fast or something.
Yeah, but it's quite expensive though, so.
Might be more than twice. Yeah, it's pretty expensive for what it is. But, if you've got something like mystical agriculture in, and you want to grow your, whatever plant they are, the ones that produce, like, resources, like your iron plants, got one here, grow very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Save it for things you need.
Top tip from Cobbs.
Top tips. It's not really a top tip. I don't know. It's just a suggestion. Something you might want to do it for.
Yeah. I see. I think that's all of the basic machines.
All the basic machines, yeah. Yeah. A couple of things I want to change. Well, fix for next version. So I can just quickly do that. And yeah.
Shameless changelog plug.
Yeah, well, I've already fixed that other thing with the internal buffer for machines that we found in that other episode. That's not a thing anymore. No more secret compartments in your generators, which I'm surprised no one has actually pointed out to me up until this point. Because, then again, I never noticed it when I played with it, so maybe.
Maybe it's because I'm old school and like to go with hoppers.
You went with hoppers, yeah. It was more noticeable. Oh,
Yeah. Thank you all for watching.
yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time, I guess.
Whenever that may be.
Yep.
Bye.
Right. There's something we need to talk about now is these other types of machine upgrades, which are installed within the workbench. So you do that.
Definitely did not forget those.
Definitely not. Yeah.
No.
We got carried away with powered soil. It's just so fantastic, you know.
It's just the best. Best you could possibly ask for.
Yeah. So if I grab let's grab this furnace for now, 'cause it's easy to work with, and we take it to this workbench here. Just disassemble it quickly. So these other slots here, these are optional. So, for example, if we install a cave magmite plate, it makes it blast proof. So that's quite helpful. Thanks for the sword. If you install a piece of redstone, it makes it redstone controllable, so you can turn it off with a lever. If I install a DC motor in the blue slot, it will allow it to pull from inventories that are configured correctly. So if you've set that side to be input on the furnace, then it will pull from it. And if I put it in the pink slot, sorry, it will output to an inventory automatically on that side. And then there's a dual slot upgrade, which you can either install dual or tri, depending on what you've got, which allows it to process things in conjunction with each other. And the final thing is a void crystal, which is something you get from Lordcraft later on, which allows you to power the machines using your mana. So you can charge it by right-clicking and shift-click it to discharge it. So if I charge it up,
Some crossover stuff there.
yes, there's a bit of compatibility between the two. Sort of harking back to its T-Songcraft roots. So I put that in there, and we'll assemble that to get a electric furnace with the caption basic capacitor, input active, output active, blast proofing installed, dual slot, redstone control enabled, using 40 mana. There we go. Electric furnace. This doesn't need a power supply because it's powered by mana. So I'll pop
I'm
it
in
down.
creative mode and we have unlimited mana.
Yep. So if you look in its inventory, you'll see actually the bar has changed colour because it's using mana instead of electricity.
Oh yeah.
It can actually still be plugged into electricity, but I'm not doing that right now.
Okay, so that's cool. If you decide you don't really care about casting spells, or you have an excess,
Yeah, if you've got enough mana, you may as well.
this is what you can use it for.
So let's use the motors to their best effect and just configure inputs. In fact, let's use my latest contraption, which is called the All I/O, which is this custom side here, which lets it pull in and out from the same side. So I'll pop a chest down. We'll put in maybe some cobblestone in there. I don't know.
Can do.
Very kind of you. So in theory, it's pulled it in, and it should push it out directly. And it's pulled it into that slot, but I can split that there. Pop it in there. And it's put in the power slot. So I'll put on the power slot.
Some work needed.
Well, that's fine. You just have to fill in the power slot with something so it doesn't pull things into it. But as you can see, it's working correctly. That is intentional, by the way, doing that. So.
Yep.
Currently, there is no auto split feature. I'm working on that, but because of the tri slot, it's not been the easiest thing to set up because splitting things between 3 slots is quite difficult. It seems, or it has been, because with instant item transfer like we have, they sometimes read the machine as saying the slot's full when it's not, and it's just a lot of complicated stuff, and it tends to duplicate items at the moment. So I need to sort that out. Nice.
You know where to look to find that one.
Wow.
It's only so many times I need to say it.
Wow. So that is the motors and all the upgrades. Now, of course, if we blow up like a piece of TNT in here, which I'm not going to do because that would break a bunch of other things, it won't destroy this machine because it's blast proof. And yeah, so
Perfect.
looks like the mana's enough to power both of these. That's great. So those are the upgrades. I think that's about it.
Yep. Catch you next time.
Bye.